All right. Two people out there. So I posted, I think it's thumbnail said I was going to be on at 8. Had to pick my wife up at the train. So sorry, folks. Slight delay. But I was on earlier. Uh, and, oh, here you go. Terry, what's up, man? How you doing? What's going on? Hey, you guys want to see something a little different than a golf course? How about this? All right, let's do, this will be a little more exciting. If I can find it. There we go. God. Yeah. How about that? This is me riding my Aprilia. This is more fun than golf. Man, I can't wait. It's cold now, and I won't be riding for a while. But, yeah, that's my Aprilia RS457. I'm riding down the road here. And, so we'll look at that for a while. What's up, Terry? What's going on, man? You got any questions for me? Oh, man. I miss riding. Yeah, dude. I'll give you some golf wisdom. What do you want to know? Ask away. Hey, you want to know why riding a motorcycle is like playing golf? Because you always want to look where you want to go. It's true. When you play golf, you always want to look where you want to go. You never want to look like at the bunkers. You don't want to look at like the out of bounds. You always want to focus on where you want to go. It's called target fixation. If you look at something, so when you ride a motorcycle, like say I see a rock and I look at that rock, I hit the rock every time. It's the same with golf. You're playing golf. You don't want to be looking at bunkers. You don't want to be looking at out of bounds. I mean, you kind of glance over and you see it, but you got to be looking down the fairway. Don't fixate on the bad things. You just cruise right along, down the fairway on the green. I mean, if you find yourself in a bunker, hey, I mean, if I find myself on the other side of that fence there, it'd be a big problem. Bunkers are not that much of a problem. Okay, I had trouble getting on my right side. What, you mean like on your backswing? You have trouble getting on your right side? Are you left-handed? If you're a lefty, having trouble getting on your right side, let me know what you're talking about. Hang on. Oh yeah, nice, dude. Oh, Gold Wings are sweet. Oh my god. That's an awesome bike. They're beautiful. I'd love to ride one of them. Nice, dude. So are you left-handed or right-handed? Are you saying you get on your right side on your backswing, or are you left-handed and you can't get on your right side on your downswing? Big difference. Oh, you're the guy. Yeah, yeah, you're like me. Yeah. So what, you have trouble getting on your right side on your backswing? Like on your backswing? I can give you lots of advice, dude. I deal with what you deal with. I was left-handed and I had to learn to play right-handed. There's things you got to know how to do. Like it's different. You know, when you're left-handed, you throw, you shift your weight from left to right. When you bat, you shift your weight from left to right, and then you pick up a golf club and you're playing the opposite side. You got to learn to move from right to left, and it ain't easy. And as long as I've been playing golf, I mean, it's crazy. Like I do some things at the gym with kettlebells, and I go, even to this day, I still move much better from left to right than I do from right to left. But you know, um, I was always like, I mean, there weren't left-handed clubs when I started playing, so I was kind of, I had no choice. But then when I read Hogan's book and I saw Ben Hogan was left-handed and played right-handed, and I'm like, I'm in. That's good enough for me. Oh, you're left-handed, but you do everything right-handed. Well, that's interesting. You're ambidextrous. It's funny, too, I play guitar right-handed, too. And that was another nightmare. Because I could play the chords, but my right hand sucked. I couldn't... The hand that actually plays the music was always the hardest part. So, you play golf right-handed, so you can't get on your right side on your backswing? Extrapolate. Is that the word? Extrapolate. I mean, if you know, I'll tell you what, the thing that really helped me a lot, and I mentioned this before, was you know, my thing was so my thing was I'm playing right-handed and I'm not used to moving in that direction, and then at the same time everyone's telling me to keep my head still, right? And I was trying to keep my head perfectly still, and I couldn't hit it out of my shadow. Like I had nothing. And then on your downswing. So you have trouble. You gotta tell me, do you play golf left-handed? I'm kind of confused. Oh, you play golf left-handed. It says I am, but I play right-handed. Where do you play golf, left-handed or right-handed? Let me just tell you this. Let me finish my story. So, I had trouble moving back and through the shot, and then I watched Jimmy Ballard. That's how long ago it was. And Jimmy Ballard taught Curtis Strange, and everyone's like, "Oh, Curtis Strange is swaying because his head moved like 4 inches when he on his backswing, and that was like when I'm like, oh, you mean my head can move?" And then I started letting my head move, and to this day, I still have that kind of like move off the ball thing, and it just gets me kind of moving. Okay, you play right-handed. So, I'm telling you right now, dude, just don't be afraid to move. That's the thing. You can't be afraid to move. You know, so if you play right-handed and you're talking about you can't get on your right side, that would be on your backswing. Just make a very subtle move off the ball. A lot of great players do it. I wish I caddied for this Laura Davies. She's like 78 tour wins, 8 majors with the Ladies Golf Hall of Fame. Laura Davies. That lady moves like 4 inches, like on her backswing off the ball. So, you know, it's funny. I did. It's a fine line between keeping your head still and then if you move off the ball, you might have to like kind of but if you're not moving at all, it's really hard. You got to move to swing a golf club. I can move my head a foot, especially with a driver. I could move my head back a foot. I mean, my head moves like crazy with a driver. I'm trying to actually do it less, but I could move my head off the foot and just rip it. I have no problem. I can move it. I can go back, and then when I swing, it doesn't hurt at all. You're hitting off a tee. It's not like you need to be precise. So I would say if you're having trouble moving, just take a slight move off the ball, and then let me see if I can find Laura Davies. That'd be cool. Let's see. Pretty cool. I caddy for this lady, Laura Davies, and so I got Laura Davies in the ladies PGA at Aronimink, and there were 3 of us that got bags in that tournament, and the other 2 girls were like studs. They were like really good players, and I get Laura Davies, and she's 57 years old, and my boss is like, my boss goes, "Yeah, you want to caddy for Laura Davies?" And I'm like, "No, I wanted the week off. I wanted to play golf, And I called my buddy, and he's like this Southern guy, Greg. He goes, she ain't gonna. She goes, she ain't gonna make the cut. You'll be done in 2 days. And I caddy for her, and she hadn't made a cut in a major in 10 years, and she made the cut. in the ladies' PJ at 57 years old, and it was really awesome. It was like the COVID year, and it was very cool. All right, here we go. Let's see if this is a good. Gotta find a side view. Here we go. Watch this. Hang on a sec. Coming up. Coming up. Coming up. Coming up. Let me go full screen. Wait to see this move. This lady smokes it. I'm like, I'm caddying for this lady. So it's funny because she's the only one made the cut, and the other two women who my friends had, neither of them made the cut. And Laura Davies did. And my buddy's like, what's it like caddying for a woman who hits it farther than you? Oh, shit. I hope that's nice. Hang on. He goes, what's it like caddying for a woman who hits it farther than you? I'm like, she doesn't hit it farther than me. And then by the time the tournament was over, I'm like, I think she hits it farther than me. She bombs it. So she was. Hang on, commercial. You know, give a break. Here we go. All right, coming up. Let me do. Kind of know what this, dude. Here we go. Here, got it. There we go. All right, here we go. Laura Davies. Full screen. Now, watch her head move when she swings. It's insane. Watch this. Look at that move. Well, look at her head. Look at her head. Look at that. There you go, dude. That's all you need to know. Look at that. Look at her. There you go. You can't get on your right side. Watch this. Just look at that lady. She's big, man. She's a beast. Watch it again. Watch. Watch her head move off the ball in the backswing. Look at that. It moves like 8 inches. So, look at that head moving. Why are you trying to keep your head still? Look at that head move. Let's watch it one more time. That's why you got. That's why I tell people the worst advice in golf is keep your head still. I'm telling you, I caddy for these people, and if they're like, I'm trying to keep my head still, I'm like, oh, it's going to be the most disastrous day. It's going to be the worst. Have fun shooting 100. It's like crazy. Whoever thought of keeping your head stays steady. It stays steady because kind of the way you move, but your head doesn't stay still. The only thing your head stays still on is maybe chipping and definitely putting, and that's it. Putting, your head stays very still. Definitely want to keep your head still putting. All right, let's watch it one more time. Watch her head move. I gotta tell you what. Here, watch this. I'm gonna draw. Gonna draw a. I got this right here. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Watch. Here we go. We're gonna draw a circle. It's not drawn. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Well, I'm new with this thing, so let's do it this way. All right, you see that? You see where her head starts? Watch this. Keep your head still. Give me a break. Here we go. Head still. Hello. Look where her head is. It is now over here. And then, so, watch this. Just so you know, this lady won 78 times on tour. She's like as good as it gets. I watched her. She'd be down the range. I'm like, this lady's going to shoot 65 every time she plays. And she would shoot 75 because she was old and she just couldn't really chip, and putting was very bad. And then watch this. So now you notice it stays pretty steady, but she starts going back forward. Man, it's a big swing. God, she got a monster swing. Man, that's incredible. And watch, it'll probably start going back again. See? There, look at it go way back. Back. And then and then when she hits it, it's going to go way forward. Watch it. Boom. There it goes way forward. So you tell me, at what part of that swing was she keeping her head still? At address, maybe. I don't know. So, head still. Give me a break, man. All right. You get the point now? Don't be afraid to move. Move. Exaggerate, for Christ's sake. Now, with an iron, if you move that far off the ball, you're gonna start having problems with hitting behind it, possibly. But she does it with she does it with her irons too. She just moves back and then she just gets back forward and crushes the thing. But see, what you got to realize is when you stay still, a lot of times, like your head's still, and then you take the club back, and then the motion of swinging the club will actually make you go backwards. Because, yeah, she's awesome, wasn't she? Yeah. So the motion of swinging down will literally make it go backwards. Then you're chunking it, then you're topping it. Okay, so you're better off like moving back, like moving off the ball and then going back through it. Just you got to get your body moving, especially if you're like me, and you're not used to moving your body in that direction. But like I said, man, keep your head still. The worst, keep your head still and keep your head down are the two worst things anyone ever said in golf. You could see her head not only wasn't still, but you get these people, they swing and they got their head down, like even through their follow through, they're keeping their head down, and it's completely insane. If you keep your head down, you can't clear your body. The club's going to pass your chest. It's unbelievable. And people have been doing this for like 30 years, playing golf that way. It's crazy. What the hell? Just why? Just like literally, sit down, look at an actual player and see what they do. But yeah, it was awesome. Man, she was insanely, like, she could kill it. And she shot 75 on Thursday, and so she had to have a good round Sunday to make the cut. And she starts off on the back nine and she goes bogey double. She goes 3 over, and I'm like, I guess Greg was right. We're not going anywhere. I'm going home after 2 days. And she starts off bogey double. And I'm just like, I just put my head down and and she freaking went 3 under the rest of the way. Yeah, the tee. So it's funny. So listen to this. I never really watched her play, and I didn't really know about the tee thing where she would kick up the tee and put the ball on it. And there are 2 holes. So it's funny, she didn't have any hybrids or woods. All she had was driver, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 irons, all irons, which was crazy out there because all these girls on the women's tour they have a bouquet of hybrids in their bag, So all she had was these irons, and there were 2 holes. There was 7. 7 was a debatable driver shot for her because she hit it so far, and then a dogleg right, and then 13 was a short par 4, and a lot of the girls were hitting kind of laying up with hybrids short of these cross bunkers. And we were playing, and she was kind of struggling with those 2 holes, but we were on 13, and she goes, and I'm sitting there thinking man, that little cut driver off the deck, you kick up the tee, it'd be perfect. And she comes over and she goes, I do this thing where I kick up the tee, and I'm like, yeah, do it. And she did it, and she did not miss that shot. She hit it on 13 and 7. By far the best drive she hit the whole tournament. Never missed them. Just like a left to right rip cut. And 7, the dogleg right, man. She just pounded it down the hill every time. So yeah, that was definitely good. And that's what happens when you tee the ball lower. It's real, you can't, for me, that's, sometimes I hit my driver off the deck, off the fairway. And what's really cool about that shot is it can't go left. It just can't. You can't really cover the ball and get it to go left. So it always just goes left to right. And sometimes, if I'm playing, there's one hole in particular at this course, and there's it's a par 5, and there's all these bunkers down the left. And I see all these bunkers on the left. I'm like, screw it. I'm going to hit my driver because I cannot hit it in those bunkers. There's nothing on the right. So, it works. It's great. Can't go left. It literally can't go left. So, Let me see. Hang on a sec. Let me get rid of that. I gotta clean this thing up so it's easier for me. Yeah, you hit the driver off the deck? Yeah, it's a great shot, man. And so many people are like afraid to do it. Like the thing's, it's not hard to hit a driver off the deck. If I need to hit it left to right, I love it. You know what I really like? What I really like doing is there's I play some of these public courses where like if you like cut one and it goes under the trees, like if you're on a par 5 and you're under the trees and you're like on pine straw, you just hit driver, man. It comes out low and just cuts and goes really far. It's a great shot. Very good. I want to see. Says there's 9 people watching. Anyone ask questions besides you, Terry? Ask away, man. What do you want to know? Friday night. You might be wondering what I'm doing home on a Friday night. So, number one, I quit drinking. So that's 30% of the fun I could have. And then I got married, and that's the other 30%, and that leaves. So I got golf, guitar, motorcycles, and I like computers too. I kind of do the graphics thing, you know. AI is very cool. This AI stuff, man, it's fun. It's neat. If like I went to school for graphic design, and what a freaking waste that was. Holy cow. Like AI is insane. It's so cool. But anyway, so I'm actually AI. I'm not a real person. I'm an AI. I never swung a golf club in my life. So yeah, I mean, lag's really important. Like, do you ever like Terry? Do you video your swing and see if you're kind of getting it? You got to practice. First of all, you got to get that position, like the goat position, where all the great players get. Practice that position, then you gotta, you gotta learn to. I'm telling you, the thing that works really good is if you swing it back hard. Do you ever look at DeChambeau hitting his like he does this thing like DeChambeau? I watched it just the other day. His speed training, he swings it back, and it's funny because he said that he's very tight, like he's got a lot of tension. And I'm thinking like, no wonder, man, he heaves it back so hard, but he heaves it back so hard, and then as soon as it's going back, he's going the other way. Of course he's going to get lag. The club's a weight. As hard as he swings it back, I would love to know how much force, how much weight that club head actually is when you swing it back that hard. It's probably like 50, 60 pounds, probably more. It could be 100 pounds as hard as he swings it back. And that weight is pulling behind his head. And he's not waiting. He's not like, well, I'm going to pause at the top. No, he's fucking go. Excuse me. I can't use cursing because in my advertising, I can't. They like ask you on YouTube, like, did you use any profanity for monetization? So, anyway, yeah, man, he heaves that thing back hard, and then it's like that's a good way to do it. Feel the weight and don't frickin' wait. And you know what? Screw the ball. Like seriously, like just go out there. I mean, I remember once I went out on the field, I just was like, I just started heaving it back so hard, and then I'll just start, and just when it was going, and that's when I kind of got into this stuff. I'm like, holy cow, man, I heave this thing back, and everyone knows that now. To hit it far, you need to swing it back with as much force as your backswing needs to be, as dynamic and forceful as your downswing, maybe more so. Because when you heave it back, you stretch the fascia and the tendons, and everything's all stretched, and you almost don't even have to do anything. It's almost like automatic. Like the downswing almost becomes automatic, So everyone knows that now, That's another great golf tip, the slow backswing. Like all my life, everyone's like, oh, you got to take it back slow. And I'm like, wait a second. This guy down the range is hitting it 50 yards over the fence, and he's whipping it back. You go, whew. You look at, all these long hitters. They have fast backswings, So I know some really good players with real slow backswings, but once you get, like, if you do it fast, Like, this is what I do. So I've actually been slowing my backswing down. Let's say Jack said he could feel where the club was in swing. Oh, yeah, of course Jack could. Of course he could. He was the same way. He heaved that thing back. You have to feel the weight. It's just, it's all this. You know, it's funny, like, and I did that thing with the fly rod because it really amazed me how, when I thought about it, how I can take a fly rod and when I fling it back, I don't have to look at the thing. I can feel it. Like, I can feel when the line straightens, my body's smart and it feels that it's straight. I can literally feel it. I'm like, okay, now it's straight. And now I know to go the other direction. And I can just like, all right, man, send me that video, dude. And I can feel that fly line and I'm like, and I can land that fly in a freaking 3-foot circle. I have so much control. And I start thinking the same way with the golf club. And I'm like if I take it back really slow, I don't feel anything. I don't know when, you know. And I think too, like when you got to hit a shot and you're under pressure, you can't be like, you know, timing your backswing. Like, well, it takes me 2.5 seconds to take the club back. 1001, 1002, go. Like, stupid. You give it a little whip it back. That's how the body works. It feels all this stuff. If you're not feeling the club, and so Terry, if you watch my lesson with the guy Corey, right? So Corey was the big, huge guy with the beard, you know, and I did that lesson with him. I got another lesson with him tomorrow. I'm gonna film that one too, because people seem to like him. He's a cool dude. But you know, first I showed him. I said like, I showed Corey like the position he wanted to get in, but then he told me, he goes, I don't feel the club. And I'm thinking, well, you're huge, dude. You look like you could bench like 300 pounds. So this club is like a toothpick to you. I said, just heave it back hard. And first time he did it, I said, heave it back as hard as you can. Yeah, dude, I love bass. I used to fish poppers. That was awesome. Just heave it back as hard as you can. And as soon as he did it, he's like, oh my God, I feel it, you know. You can maximize those forces. Let me ask, let's see, Night Sport Network. He goes, what I don't like is rhythmic. Yeah, dude, well, send it to me. I'll tell you what to do. When I see your swing, trust me. I mean, you know, it's rhythm, and it's funny because everyone said to me, oh, you got really good tempo. And it's just because I swing the club, I think. You know, I think that's all it is. I mean, a swing is always rhythmic. It's just the way it is. You know, I was actually going to do another video relating to the fly rod because I was thinking about the transition. You know, like at the top. So, and I did watch a video about this, and the guy was saying how the body is tendons and muscles are like worthless in a golf swing. Like, muscles don't do a whole lot. It's really your tendons. That's why these little skinny guys can hit it so far. So the way your tendons work is that they stretch and unstretch, and they have a timing to them. So to get the maximum acceleration out of your tendons, you have to give them time to stretch and unstretch, just like a fly rod. So when you take a fly rod and you heave the line back, it starts to load the rod. And if you went real fast forward, you would destroy the load of that rod. It wouldn't deliver the fly line. And it's exactly the same with the golf swing. The transitions like the fly rod, like you got to take it back and you get stretched out, and then you got to give it time for the tendons to start to unload. And then, so I'm actually going to do a video of that because it's actually very true. And people seem to like the fly rod thing. But, yeah, dude, I miss fishing, man. I got to start fishing again. You know, when you get old, like, your golf game goes to crap, so I might have to start fishing. But, so Night Sport Network, what is your swing very fast? Is that why there's no rhythm? Is it fast? Because fast can be rhythm, you know. You know what's really interesting? Pausing at the top. You know, like when you see that pause at the top, like all these pros. You know, like if you ever look at Fred Couples' swing, like people always think like Fred Couples has the most rhythmic swing ever. Okay. his backswing's fast. It's not slow. And that kind of like pause at the top is because of a change of direction, right? So when something goes fast and changes direction, guess what? It looks more like a pause, right? If it's going real slow and then it keeps going, it doesn't literally pause. But when you take it back fast, and then he gets stretched out. He heaves it back. Like Fred Couples has a fast, not fast. Well, maybe you should, dude. Just send me your swing because I'll tell you, But you want to. You gotta send me your swing because I'll look at it. If you're not getting lag, then you definitely want to do the drill where you kind of start heaving it back and start to feel that. And when I do these things, so what I do is I take your swing and I'll put it on video, and I'll tell you what I see, and then I go in my living room because it's freezing cold, and I go in my living room and I do actually, I gotta check. I mean, the ones that I've done so far, I could make those videos public, and then you could see kind of what I do. But I mean, the one was almost 40 minutes. I spent 30 minutes. I'll look at your swing and I'll be like, look, do this, do this, do that. I gave you 4 or 5 different drills or feels that will help. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to without seeing your swing. Yeah, dude. So send it. Yeah, send it. Yeah, the more the better. I really like doing it. Like the 3 that I did, and the one guy sent me a swing, Dylan, and he was like a quarterback, he played quarterback, and he's like, dude, you look at this guy. Oh, passing. No, I never play in a band, dude. I just play by myself. I'm pretty proficient. I could play in a band. I don't think I'd want to though. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I just like to play. Sometimes I'll play. I video myself and but I'm at the stage where I can play a lot, but I still have trouble like playing through a whole song without maybe screwing up. But that's all. But I like to play by myself. I just like to play. I put on the song on the Bluetooth and I play along to it. I play electric and acoustic, but I never played in a band. I don't know, but I didn't really get proficient until recently because I played my whole life and then I just got more serious about it like the last 3-4 years and got better in the last 3 years than I did in 20 years of playing. So, play with the wet noodle swing. Oh, you mean what's the wet noodle swing? That's not the wet noodle club, is it? That whippy club? There was a club that was a real whippy. There's like they made these clubs that were like fishing rods. Like so whippy. And it's so funny. Like, I mean, I remember years ago, the first time I tried that thing, I couldn't hit it. I haven't tried it recently. I couldn't hit it at all. And my buddy, who was a little better than me, he could hit the crap out of that thing. It was like a fishing rod, So I couldn't hit it. But I've done the blue, the lag. That thing's stupid. It's like it's like a blue plastic. It's like a rubbery shaft, and it's whippy, and it's like, dude, I took that thing. I'm like, I can swing it many different ways. I can like take that whippy shaft, and I hit it great. But what's so funny is, I remember I was hitting that thing, the whippy blue shafted thing, and I was just piping it. And I took out my regular iron, and I started hitting it like 10 miles to the left. And I was like, whoa. So I could probably figure out why that was happening now. I could probably get something out of it now. I didn't know quite what I know back then now. Yeah, Terry. And Terry, why don't you send me your swing, dude? Did you say you're going to... Yeah, Night Sport. Why don't you send me your swing, man? Don't you have $40? I mean, it's not a lot of money for it. Tell you, it's loosey goosey, supposed to be some French guy. I like loosey goosey. I don't like French guys. French guy. They run from a cap gun. But uh there's all there's the one guy. Um okay, Terry, yeah, do that, Terry. The one guy is like he's got this like kind of like slightly effeminate voice. The what's his name? Paul Walker. I don't know the loose swing and the thing flops over his shoulder. Paul Wilson, I think the guy on YouTube, and he's unbearable. I mean, and he's right. Like, yeah, you stay loose, and and he gets more speed. And I saw him. You get it up to like 115. I can't get it to 115, but he's he's younger. But he was getting it to 115. I could never get it to 115. Honestly, in my life, I never could. And he was swinging it real loose, but he was also using that little swing speed radar, which isn't all that accurate. But yeah, Paul Wilson, that's the guy. Yeah, but dude, swaying off the ball, you got it. Swaying off the ball, what? I just did. Hey, Harry, did you see the Laura Davies video that I was playing of Laura Davies? I mean, what is sway? That's the thing. You want to move slightly off the ball, like swaying. Dude, I sway. I mean, you could call my swing a sway. I move off the ball, and I'm trying to stop it. I don't know why. I started doing it a long time ago because, like I was telling Terry. Yeah, Paul Wilson, right? Paul Wilson, that's right, that's the guy. Yeah. He's unbearable to listen to. His voice, can't handle it. But but Paul, he's right. I guess. That's his swing's not. It's okay. Sure he could beat me. I don't really play much golf. Poor contact point control. Yeah. It's funny. It's Harry, like without seeing your swing, um, it's hard to say whether moving off the ball is making you hit it. Poor contact control. It's weird, dude. I can move off the ball and hit it right in the middle of the club face. I can close my eyes. I'm gonna do that. I don't know if you guys know this. I can hit a wedge or a 9-iron with my eyes closed every time. I can't even miss it. Like, it's because all it is I know I'm trying to get to this like delivery position, and all I do is if I get to that position, the one that like I show you where I get the club down in that position, and all I do is get there, and it's like the ball just goes. That's gonna be one of my videos. The most important position in golf is that delivery position, and it's like, and when I look at people's swings on video, from down the line, I can look at that delivery position and be like, you sliced it. Or, you can look at that delivery position and you know what's going to happen from there. It's like, it's the point of no return, that position. So, when you practice, that's why I tell you do that. You got to do that pump. You bring the thing down and get in that position where the lag position, if you got to practice, you got to train your body to feel that position. Now, I know I talk about, you got to swing through these positions, but if you feel the position, it's like connecting the dots, right? You know where to go. All these teachers are doing this P5, P6, and they're doing it for a reason, because it builds a map, All right, dude, catch a smoke. I quit drinking and smoking. I used to smoke. I was up to 2.5 packs a day at one time. But the only thing I miss about drinking was I was a really good pool shooter. I shot a lot of pool, and I miss shooting pool. But other than that, I don't miss drinking. But anyway, 9 people watching. Any more questions? Oh, tomorrow morning. I already uploaded it, but I'm going to post it tomorrow morning. I'm posting a video on shaft lean. And it just, I mean, I don't know. Like, I didn't even bother looking at any videos out there on shaft lean. There's one guy who I do respect, I like a lot. And I watched his short, and it's basically what I'm saying, but not like I'm saying. Like, all these freaking instructions are like, they're like, I'd say this all the time. It's like they're feeding you like crumbs. Here's a crumb, chicken, come this way. Here's a crumb, come a little closer. Here's a crumb. And I don't do that. I just tell you that, like, this is what it is. And then, shaft lean. Tomorrow morning, you watch it, and then you know. It's all you need to know. It's like you'll be able to hit it. If you understand and do what I tell you in the video, you'll be able to hit it low. Like if you hit it too high, and you'll be able to, yeah, that's right, Julian. That's right. Moving off the ball is fine because you're using the ground. It's absolutely true. Like, Julian, I don't know if you were here when I just showed Laura Davies, who won a million times on tour, how much she moves off the ball. And she does it with all her shots. She does it with her irons, too. But when you understand where impact is, and it's like a feeling, like this is where, that's why you want to practice those positions, like practice delivery and practice impact. And then I had another idea today. Another video I'm going to do soon is where you go to your impact position. It's amazing how many people, like bad golfers, when I say, all right, show me impact, and they have no clue. They don't even know where they're trying to go. It's like getting in a car and being like, I'm going to drive to this place. And you go, really, where is it? And they're like, I don't know. And they just start going the wrong direction. Like, they don't even know where they're going. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. So the reason, hey, Knights, usually the reason you can't get on your left side is because you're waiting way too long to do it. That's why. Everything in sports, when you throw a ball, as the arm's going back, they start going forward. When you hit a ball, the bat's going back and the guy's going forward. And in golf, they take the club back and they wait, and then everything tries to go forward at the same time. People try to swing the club and shift their weight forward at the same time. It doesn't work that way. As the club's going back, you got to start going forward. And in the downswing, you're literally pushing off that front leg. So you got to just, I think I was doing something really cool one day. I watched Fred Couples, and he swings it back so far that his shoulders start taking him in the direction of his front foot. So his shoulders have turned so much that his mass has him going towards the target, and he's on his front foot. And the whole downswing, he's on his front leg. So let's see, I came up, tennis ball cut in half, one half under my trail heel, in front of my lead foot swing, a rope in reverse. I don't know if I understand that one, Julian. I'd have to see that. But if it works, that's cool. Yeah, Knights, if I'm telling you, man, if you can't, I'll tell you what, I did stack and tilt for a while. And the funny things about stack and tilt is you keep your weight more up front. So you never really bring your weight too far towards the back. You kind of keep it, you start with like, so actually you start with like 60% up front, and on the backswing, you're going more forward. And you learn when you do that the whole swing is around the front leg and the front hip. And the sooner you can get there, the easier it is. And then you train yourself. And it's funny because people always said, oh, you mean I'm talking about you what, on the downswing? No, Knights, you're pushing off the left leg. The right leg's gone. Yeah, I mean, stack and tilt is not the whole. So, Harry, I actually knew the guy who invented stack and tilt was the pro at my club. And I had no idea I thought he was crazy. So, his name's Andy Plummer. And this guy's like our pro, and like he's driving off in a Mercedes. And that's the first time I ever saw a golf pro driving a Mercedes, like a teaching pro driving a Mercedes. and it was Andy Plummer. And I started talking to him because I'm always interested in the golf swing. I'm like, oh, so what's your concept of the golf swing? He started telling me about stack and tilt, and I'm like, this guy's nuts. You know what I mean? So, and then he did. He was a genius. He was a freaking genius. He got most of that from Mac O'Grady. He kind of swiped a lot of it from Mac O'Grady and Golfing Machine, and a lot of it's Golfing Machine, Mac, and so he kind of came up with this thing, and they're still using it. They're still using stack and tilt everywhere, and they just don't use the word stack and tilt. They're all talking it. They're all talking stack and tilt. The only thing I didn't like it about stack and tilt was the arms really like deep around, like these. There's a guy, who's the guy on YouTube does it, and the swing looks just painful. He looks good. I think he's getting a little away from the stack and tilt. It's starting to look better. But years ago, he was very strict stack and tilt. And who was the guy? The Asian guy was Andy Plummer's guy on tour. Michael wasn't Wee, was it? Might have been Michael. No, that's Michelle Wee. He had an Asian guy on tour, and I used to watch him on TV and be like, man, that swing looks so stiff, But no, you gotta understand that there are some good things. Yeah, do that, Julian. I want to see it. Oh, I know Rob Chaney, Harry. No, Rob Chaney is he's a stack and tilt guy. He never says stack and tilt, but he's definitely stack and tilt. Yeah, Rob Chaney. And let me tell you a story. So I caddied for a guy, and he said to me, he goes on he knew Andy Plummer, and I was like the first couple holes, and he says to me, he goes, stack and tilt saved my game. He goes, I was so bad. He goes, and this guy was a stud. He was a freaking scratch player. And he's saying how stack and tilt saved him, and he was one of the best ball strikers I've ever seen in my life. This guy hit the most beautiful high draws. And he shot like 71. I don't think he missed a shot all day. It was unbelievable. And the thing is about stack and tilt is it's supposed to hit high draws. So most of the people I know who did stack and tilt were like, oh, well, if you like hitting it low. It's like, no, you have no clue. You're not supposed to hit it low. You're supposed to hit high draws. Stack and tilt's a right to left swing. You're supposed to hit high draws. And this guy was so good. He was incredible. Stack and tilt player. So, another stack. Here you go. Another stack and tilt story. So, I caddy with a kid. He's at my club. And I never knew he was so good. And he went to Q school. He's down in Q school. I guess he already did it. I doubt he got in. I mean, I doubt he qualified. But he went to Q school. He's a stack and tilt player. He was born stack and tilt, brought up to be stack and tilt, and now he's playing in Q school. So anyone who criticizes stack and tilt, guess what? Are you going to Q school? I don't think so. So, the problem with stack and tilt, elbows together is stupid. That's brutally bad. That's bad. Did you see hey Harry, did you see my connection video? The one on connection, how it says the truth about connection, they lied. It's the worst. The whole thing with the towels under the arms. I watched a ton of these, Brian Manzella. I paid him he had this course for instructors, and it was like $600. And I emailed him I said, dude, I'm a caddy. I said, can I? And he gave it to me for $300. Paid a lot of money for him, and it was all his videos. And the one was the history of golf instruction, and it was awesome. And I said this in the other live stream, all these people complain about the length of my videos. I sat there for 2 hours watching this video. It was probably an hour and a half, and I didn't budge off this seat. I was just amazed. It was so good. He went through all the golf instruction, all the stuff that I learned, Ben Doyle, Golfing Machine, and it was so cool. But the one thing he talked about was, and he was working with Ben Doyle. This guy, that's incredible. That's being an apostle to Jesus, right? Like Ben Doyle was, and you're right. Stacking it is it's too static. I'm not a stack and tilt guy, for the full swing, like the whole. If you do the whole method, it's too much. But there's a lot of good in stack and tilt, and Andy Plummer was a genius. But so Brian Manzilla said, there was that time when the whole stack and tilt and the towels under the arms and that whole kind of swing, and David Ledbetter had the swing link, the blue thing, and I mentioned it in that video. And Brian Manzilla goes, I went to the Masters one year. He goes, and everyone had their arms squeezed against their chest, and they were all on the range with stuff under their arms. And he goes, everyone was hitting like punch shots. He goes, like guys were hitting it like nowhere, like everyone was hitting it short, And he goes, and I'm, me as an instructor, it took me like 5 years. I had these guys showing up, and they were taught to pinch their arms against their side. And he goes, they were hitting it 30 yards short of where they should have been hitting it. So, not good. And then just today, I saw a guy on Instagram. He's like, what I do as a scratch golfer. And his swing was really good. And he's like, well, and I hit all these balls with the towels under my arm because it keeps me connected. And I'm like, dude, that's not, connection, maybe for you, maybe that's fine. I don't know. He's a scratch golfer. But look at Rory and tell me there's towels under his arm. Look at Victor Hovland. Victor Hovland's left arm is going internal like this. Ain't no towel staying under his arm. A lot of these guys are doing that. Their arms going internal. So I'm trying to. Did I do a? No, it was one. So it was one of the lessons I did for someone where I talk about coming over the top. That'll be part of the over the top video. So if you come over the top and you got a towel under your arm, the only thing you can do with this left arm is turn it external, and that's over the top. So it's like you got to go this way to get the club under plane. That's coming up. Over the top video is coming up. That seems to be a big problem coming over the top. So, but if you have a towel under your left arm, the only thing your left arm can do is turn. It can't go internal because the towel would fall out. So it can only go external. And if you start the downswing going external with your left arm, you're over the top. Simple as that. So, but restriction's just stupid in golf, And I said that in the video. It's not connection, it's restriction. That's all it is. And that's what Brian Manzilla said. I stole that from him. He's exactly right. It's restriction. So, and it's funny because when I was doing the whole towel thing, I thought it was correct. I thought, yeah, this is right. This is connection, And I was doing it, and it might have helped me sometimes. It kind of gave me, I don't know what it did for me. It might have helped a little bit, but it's not the real swing. But I was always like, oh, this is and my swing looked stupid. It was just, my swing was all bunched up. But I was the whole time, I'm like, because I'm always thinking about things. I'm like watching like tennis players. And they like throw this ball up and their arm is way over their head and they're hitting these serves. I'm like, they ain't got no towels under their arm. If they had a towel under their arm, they couldn't hit a serve. And a baseball player throwing a pitch. The arm stretches, they couldn't throw a ball 30 miles an hour with a towel under their arm. And I said that in the video. So that's my whole concept on connection. But golf instruction is brutal. It's just so bad. And, I'm like the one. Oh, have I ever seen elite? Let me say, dude, the elite golf schools. I mentioned them in my, I think I mentioned them in my last video. They are the best. The elite golf schools are the best. That dude he's awesome. Elite, they geek out on the golf swing though. But I'm doing it. So. I've been following elite golf schools for a long time, and man, I cannot get that shallowing move, because I kind of got a bad ankle, and I'm older, and I have a hard time dropping the pelvis to get the, and I'm working on it, and because it's wintertime, and I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna do it, because they came out with a video. Their last video was swingers versus hitters, and I've always been a swinger. And, and I've always heard, hitters hit it farther. And I've kind of I've been following Elite, and I do their stuff. And I learned low rate of closure from Elite Golf Schools. That's what it was. So when I'm talking about low rate of closure, I learned it from Elite Golf Schools. They're the first ones to turn me onto that. And it's like, to me, that's the secret of golf. Like, I've always had lag. Low rate of closure is the secret of golf. Because I used to hook it out of bounds on par threes before I learned that stuff. And I used to hook my driver, and that was a disaster. They're awesome. But you got to understand, they teach this hitter motion. And the hitter motion, it's a very low rate of closure, and they like to teach a throw release. And I always did that throw release. Yeah, you're right. You want to unleash your swing. But I did that throw release. And I'm like, and then I'm watching all these pros, and they're like supinating a lot, And now, without David Duval had that throw release where you just like, let me get in the camera here. Not supinating, but throw. And David Duval was freaking unbelievable. Like, I don't know what happened to him. I think he hurt his back, but I remember I heard that Tiger said David Duval was the only guy scared him on a golf course. David Duval did. So he had that throw release, and I was doing it, and then the more I saw these guys supinate, and the more I started trying to supinate, and it never really worked for me. And so then I watched this Elite video, and they went swingers versus hitters, and he explained the whole thing to me. And then it all made sense, and now I'm like, I'm in. I'm going to do it. So, I never get to play golf. I can't really afford to play golf much, and I'm always on a golf course. So I play that, on Mondays, and then once in a while I'll go out to a public course. But I play this stupid little par 3 course at my range. We go out and we have fun. We play matches. We're all playing the same crappy course. It's the tightest golf course on the planet. It's like crazy. I mean, the one hole we go back, it's a 150-yard par 3, and there's like a creek about 6 feet left of the green. And there's trees like 10 feet right. It's like hitting through needles. It's and I used to go out there and lose 3-4 balls. And once I started doing low rate of closure, I go around there and I don't lose a ball. I mean, the one hole, the third hole, it's only 110 yards, but you literally have to draw like a gap wedge around the trees to get on the green. And like 5 feet right of the green, there's a creek. So yeah, do that. Take it out. Yeah. Dude, hey man, if you want to watch Elite, I talk a lot about the Elite stuff, but they really geek out on it. I would, honestly, my channel, like my niche in YouTube, is just for people who just, aren't very good at golf. Like, if you want to shoot in the 70s, but if you wanted to be like Elite, like those guys are great. And they actually did. I was watching their live stream today, so I got no problem plugging those guys. I watched their live stream today, but the thing is, like, even me, I'm watching their live stream like this guy. I mean, he goes into amazing. I mean, he talks about the swimming of the ribs and the way, but it's this hitter style, and then their big guy is Victor Hovland, and when I look at Victor Hovland's swing, like, that ain't me at all. Like, that's not what I look like. But I am a swinger. But I just started doing it. So, and I was hitting really good on the range. And I'm going to be posting my videos of my swing. So, I'm trying to get that shallow move. I want to see that club. I was always like, you don't see that. You don't see Tiger do that. You don't see Scotty Scheffler certainly doesn't do it. Ricky Fowler doesn't. They don't get that like shot, but I love it. I just want to do it, because I'm a YouTube sensation. I got 9 people watching me. But no, I've always wanted to get that look, So, but it has a lot to do with you got to drop the pelvis. You got to go down, because when you go down, it shallows the club, And I don't know if I even physically can do that at my age. It's kind of hard. but I'm trying. I go to the gym all the time. I do a lot of stuff at the gym to try and, you know. Like another thing too about their swing is the club swings right out of the center of your chest. And to do that, you got to really be over the ball. Like you got to be more bent over the ball. Like, have you ever look at like Tommy Fleetwood? Yeah, exactly. Down around. I mean, you ever look at Tommy Fleetwood? Like I couldn't get in his positions. Um, yeah, he makes it look easy. And you know, another thing too about that swing is the always thing that was the most bizarre thing about that swing was how they keep that back foot down. Like that was like wild to me. Like they almost look flat-footed when they do it. And I was like, and the only time I ever tried to do that was when I did the Mo Norman swing. So when I did, I was Todd Graves, and I loved that. I did Todd Graves for a while, for like a whole year. I played pretty good with that swing too, man. I was like pretty good. But I did that swing, and Mo would keep that back foot down through impact, but he had that wide stance. And so I was like hitting balls with this wide stance, and I was trying to keep that back foot down, and I destroyed my right hip because I was like trying to keep it down, and I couldn't do it. But they do it with like a narrow stance, but it's like it's the thing is you have to keep your hips back and keep your weight down, and I'm trying. It feels good though. It feels good. I played the stupid 9-hole course twice since I started getting a little more serious about doing that hitter style, and it's fine. But you know, they say themselves like there's a lot of guys do it the other way on tour. So I would be hesitant to look at someone who is clearly a swinger or have this swinger style and be like, okay, I want to make you a hitter, you know. But I'm giving Corey a lesson tomorrow, the big guy from that video, and I'm gonna turn him on to hitting because he's a big guy and he has that back foot down. He naturally has the back foot down, and the low rate of closure thing to me is by far the easiest way to hit a golf ball is how they teach it. A closed face and a low rate of closure. So you get the face closed and then you just rotate and the face is stable. It's freaking simple. It's so easy to hit golf ball that way. These people who get the face open and then roll it shut, it's like, man, I see that move on the first tee when I'm carrying their bags. I just like tighten my laces up. I'm like, it's gonna be a long day. So as soon as I see that, they take it back and they like roll their arms and they get the toe up on the backswing, and I'm just like, ah. And then the first hole at my club it's so freaking wide. It's like my driving range. And if you can't keep it in play on that hole, unless you're hitting it like 300, but and I see people and they literally like they think it's like hard to keep it in play on that hole. I'm like, dude, I've played this hole, I don't know, 10,000 times, and I could think of like once or twice where I've like hit one. I've never hit it right. I've hit it left. Like sometimes I can get it like maybe in a hazard on the left if I, you know. But that's because I get on the tee. I haven't hit any balls. It's like could be like I haven't hit a ball, and I like these people. They come up from the range. They come up from the range. They hit 1,000. They hit 100 balls on the range, and they come up, and they hit it like dead left, dead right. It's funny. I had these guys. It's a funny story. So I'm caddying. I'm a funny caddy, I gotta say. And these guys come up and they're like all serious. You know, they got the whole TaylorMade, and they got their then they pull out their freaking, you know, beautiful TaylorMade drivers, and they all look like, and there were 4 of them, and like 3 of them hit it out of play, left, right, and then one guy topped it. And after the third guy topped it, I go, and they all came up from the range. I go, what, was the range closed today? Like, and one dude just lost it. Like, oh, you guys didn't get to hit ball. It's like, dude, you come up from the range and that's what you do? That's crazy, man. I get on the first tee and I'm like, I haven't hit a ball in 2 weeks. And I still get it out there, but, you know. Yeah. But, some bad golf. A lot of guys think they're good. I love these guys. They're just like, ugh. They just got this attitude, like, man, I can hit a 5-iron 200 yards. Really, dude, you freaking blow. I had a guy, he came out there and he's like, oh, you want to shoot a score, you know? And this is a championship golf course. This ain't your typical course. But he wanted to shoot a good score, and that's fine. But that's not really a good attitude. It's really not. It's not a good. You shouldn't be like thinking about the 18th green, what you're going to write on your card when you're teeing off the first hole. And he was like that the whole time. And he was like, he started off all right, and then he had a couple bad holes, and you knew he was going to fall apart because he's thinking about his score. So as soon as he has a bad hole, he thinks, oh, my score, you know? And then it's like, so he started playing bad. And then he hit like 4 or 5 iron shots that were just like half topped, half shanked. And I'm just like, dude, why do you care about your score if you do that with an iron? It's like, you got a serious issue with your swing. And then the one hole, I think I told this story in one of my videos, but we get to 11, and his front 9 didn't turn out very good, and then he started like, you know, 3-putting, and we get on 11. He says to me, he goes, I had like however many putts on the first 10 holes, and I'm like, dude, you're like counting your putts, like really? You're counting your putts, and then the 11th hole is, I mean, if you screw that hole up, man, you're screwed. It's like the second shot is, you got to get that. And he hits a good drive, and he hits another one. He's like top shanked irons into these bunkers that are like 40 yards from the green. And you got to hit the bunker shot up the hill, and he comes up short and it rolls back down, and he chips it and he ends up taking a 7. I'm just like, dude, it's all just like that. You know, that's what it was. I did a video on how scoring is detrimental, and I got to post it. I actually saw it in my folder, and I'm going to post it because it is. Scoring is, it's the worst thing in golf. When I was like, you know, I used to just play golf, and next thing I'm going around there and I'm breaking 80 every time I go around the course. Shoot 76, 77, you know. And then I, you know, kind of stopped playing for a while, and I started drinking a lot. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to play again. And then I was struggling to get under 80, and I started obsessing with my score. And it's the worst thing in the world, because you're out there like, oh, today I'm going to shoot a good score today. And as soon as you have a bad hole, it's like in your head. And that's not how golf works, by the way. Like, I had like I shot like a 78 last year. I had a 7 on the 10th hole. And I could have never done that when I was going through this stage of like obsessing about my score. And I was so obsessed with, and you know, my friend who's like, you know, he's like a freaking +4, played on the mini tour. He goes, dude, stop thinking about your score. Just hit shots, you know, just hit your shots. And that was the best advice I ever got. Hit the damn shots. And if you're hitting it really bad, who cares about score? Like, really, dude, go to the range. It's like, figure it out, you know? Yes, match, absolutely, 100%. I totally agree with you. Match play for money is. So here's the thing. When these people come to this club, like most of them have never played the course before. And when you've never played a course before, you're not going to shoot a good score. Like very few, it takes a real different type of player to be able to play courses the first time they see them. It's not easy, okay? And granted, that course where I'm at is pretty good if you've never seen it before. But they come out there, and they're on the... I'm like, you guys going to play a match? And they're like, we're just playing for score. And it's like, yeah. But then what happens is you blow up a couple holes. Then you're like, heads, like you got nothing to play for. You know what I mean? So I hit a ball back to a guy on another fairway he requested. Let's go here. But... yeah, man, Julian, about the match play, dude, you're absolutely right. And so, you know, when these guys, they come out and they don't play a match, like, they just lose interest. And then it's like, but if you play a match, you know, say you have a couple bad holes, you still have something to play for. And you can still, and I know guys who had really bad days, and a lot of times I'd be like, hey, why don't we just play a match? Like, get a match going, you know? I don't care if it's $2, $5. and they get a match going. Next thing you know, they may play crappy, but next thing you know, the guy's on the 13th hole, and he's like in it, and he's got like a big shot, and they get excited, and they end up having a really good day, you know? Because golf is not it. I don't care. I love these people like, oh, I shot 75 last week. I'm like, really? What are you gonna do today? Like, no one cares. It's a bar story, dude. It's a bar story. Golf is from like, what are you gonna do right now from here on in? I don't care if you shot 75. I mean, it's great. You know, I don't care. So golf should be, and another thing too about playing match play for money is that I know these guys who just hit these shots when they have to, and it's freaking awesome. They do it all the time. For some reason, they just, you know, and everyone calls them sandbaggers. Oh, he's a sandbagger. I'm like, he's not a sandbagger. He's just, you're a Pussy, and he's not. He's a badass, dude. He hits it when he has to. He ain't scared. You know what I mean? He's gonna kick your ass. I know this guy, one of our guys, he literally will destroy you. He's like, he goes out there and he is just like, from the first tee on, he's gonna destroy you. And he could blow up a hole and make an 8, and he's going to the next hole and he's just gonna destroy you. And he kills everyone. He wins matches, he wins tournaments. And he's a sandbagger. No, he's not. He just knows he's not a Pussy. That's what he is. He's just a dude who's like that. I mean, there's so many. Golf is not for soft people. It's just not. Like, if you're soft, just give it up, man. So many people almost. The thing I love the most about being on a golf course is how many times people use the word scared. I'm scared of, or I'm afraid of. I was nervous. Really, dude? Is that how you go through life? A lot of these people, like, they like built businesses. They made millions. They're some of the richest people in the country. They made millions and millions of dollars, and they're scared of a golf ball, or they're scared of like a lob shot over a bunker. So, yeah, man, I can go on about that. I not only do I know golf swing, I know golf, and it's so funny how these people get tagged sandbaggers, and I'm just like, you have no clue. Number one, so the ones they call sandbaggers, I know these guys. They come in, say a guy goes out and he has bad sand shots all day. One guy, we get done, he goes, put my bag on a cart, I'm going to hit sand shots. That's the guy they're calling a sandbagger. And the guy who's calling him a sandbagger gets done from a crappy round and goes to the bar and starts drinking. So who's, you know? So it's the guy who works the hardest. And when when they have a funny story. So I don't know if you guys saw my Jay Sigel videos. So Jay Sigel was, arguably one of the 3 greatest amateurs of all time, and I caddied for him over 100 times, probably, at least. Caddied for him regularly when he was just a really good player. And I played around in golf, and it was bad. It was the worst I ever played. And I'm out with Sigel the next day, and I go, Jay, man, I said, I just played the worst round of golf. I'm like, what do I do? I said, do I take a few days off? Do I take a week off? And he looks at me and goes, I'd be at the range that night. Like that. And I'm like, that's how great players are. So, it's always like the guy, oh, he's a sandbagger, right? He's a sandbagger. And then when I come in for a tournament, Mr. Sandbagger's in the short game area. Oh, you got it. But so it's always the guys they call the sandbaggers. When I come riding in for a tournament, like say it's a member guest, the sandbagger's in the short game area. He's hitting chip shots, bunker shots, and the guys who call everyone sandbaggers, they're down the range beating balls, trying to find, right? So the sandbagger knows, he knows to be in the damn short game area. Because he can beat all the balls you want. And then they get to the first tee and are exhausted because they hit 200 balls. So, but no one has a clue. They just don't. It's crazy. I see guys go out there, like short game, I know guys who go out and this guy hits it the same as this guy, and this guy shoots 75 and this guy shoots 90. The same. They hit it the same. And the guy who comes in, he might say he shoots 87, and he hits it as good as a guy who might shoot 78. And he comes in and he starts complaining about how he hits the ball. And I'm like, wait a second. You left one in a bunker. You chipped one over the green. You three-putted 4 times. Like, don't you get it? Like, it's... So, short game's huge, man. I know guys, they could go out there and miss... So, they could miss... It's the course of par 70. They could miss 12 greens, and they're still getting under 80. Guaranteed. So, they're only hitting... They could hit 7 greens, miss 12, or no, it'll be 6 greens, missed, and they'll still break 80 every time. So, and you know, and then days when they do hit it good, then it's a really good day. But you know, it's like beating balls, and then you can't get on a green from 30 yards away. It's like stupid. That's like all the time. But and I'll start doing short game. But so anyway, hey Teddy, glad you like listening to stories. I got lots of them. I tell you what, dude. Here I am, 61, and you work on a golf course and you're like carrying these bags around, and I've seen some of the greatest things in the world. Like, and you've seen here, I'll put it back on. Like, talk about a place to work. It's as beautiful as it gets. Here we go. I mean, this place is just like, it's just a beautiful place. This is my office, you know? Yeah, right, dude. Get up and down. Let me tell you something. So, when I was consistently shooting in the 70s, it was like, every time I played, I was under 80. If I missed a green, and I say, this is the secret to golf to me. It's secret to scoring to me. If you miss a green, your next shot has to be on the green where you're definitely 2-putting and you might make the putt. You might be able to make par. So that's it. The most important shot is the the third shot on a par 4 when you miss the green. Because if you screw that up and you make double, that's when and that's the stuff that, now when I play, sometimes I might if I miss a green, so bad drives are a problem too. But even if you hit a bad drive, you should be able to get it and play. The problem is with this course that we're looking at here, the rough is so bad and the fairway bunkers are so deep. Say you drive it in the fairway bunker, sometimes you can't do much out of the fairway bunker, and you still got to hit the green with a 7 or 8 iron, and then you miss the green. That's a double bogey. So that's a problem. Like it looks wide open, but like that rough is brutal. And years ago, this course was tree lined, and people actually thought, and you can see there's quite a bit of fescue out there. I don't ever hit in the fescue. I don't, like, hardly ever. A lot of people hit in there all day. But it used to be very tree lined, and people thought it was harder with the trees. And I'm like, it wasn't harder with the trees, because you might hit it under the trees, but you get under there and you'd be on pine straw. And we all had like 3 irons and 2 irons, and I could do anything with it. Back then, if I hit a bad drive, it would be right. So I could just cut it in, cut it out. And I would just take a 2 iron and just hit like a low cut and get within 20 yards of the green. And now, if I hit a drive right, I could be so buried in the rough, all I can do is hit a wedge. And sometimes you have to hit it over fairway bunkers out of this rough, and sometimes it doesn't even come out, and you end up in a fairway bunker, and now you're like screwed, So, but that's another thing that people don't have a clue. Like, think about it. Like, you hit it under a tree, and you have 2 choices. You can kind of go out sideways if there's trees in your way, but most of the time there's a hole, And if you're any kind of player, you can get it through that hole, and you're sitting on freaking pine straw, which is the best lie there is. Now, you get these lies where it's like, sometimes it takes you 5 minutes to find the damn ball. And then you're like hacking it out. And then your back hurts. You got trouble hitting in there. Look at this hole. This is my most difficult hole out here because see these bunkers, these left fairway bunkers? Like you pull it a little bit, you're in those fairway bunkers, right? So now I see this stupid the way this is set up, I can't rewind it because it just plays this on a loop. But you pull it in the fairway bunkers, and now you got to go over the next set of bunkers out of the fairway bunkers. And if you hit the shot a little fat, you're in the next set of bunkers. And then you got like a 50-yard, it's like a 50-yard bunker shot. And even Gary Player said that's the hardest shot. He goes, these bunkers shouldn't even be here. They're too hard. But yeah, so this is the fourth hole. So here you go, fourth hole. These bunkers on the left, if you miss it a little and you hit it in those bunkers, you have zero chance of getting on the green. No one's ever gotten on the green out of these bunkers on the left here, on my left. Usually you're hitting a wedge or a 9-iron, and then you're hitting that out about to where this next bunker is. So now you still got to hit the green. It could be a 9-iron, could be a wedge, depending on if you hit a good shot of the fairway bunker. And, you know, and if you pull it left, really hard up and downs from the left side. The green's super fast. So if you hit it long, forget that. I mean, I can get up and down from behind the green. Most people can't. Most people have no chance of getting up and down from behind that green. Zero chance. Never happens. So, I mean, it's thick rough, and no one really knows how to do that. No one knows that shot out of the rough. It's not. I mean, it's not easy. It's like, one thing about this rough out here is you cannot predict how it's coming out, and people are so bad. I love bunkers. Like if I play this course and I'm not in 3 or 4 bunkers, I'm pissed. I love hitting bunker shots. And people are so bad out of bunkers that they'll hit the shot and they'll be like, "Don't go in the bunker." I'm like, "Are you insane? Like you'd rather it be in the rough?" Because in the rough, like sometimes you like hit a pitch shot, sometimes it comes flying out, sometimes it comes out like crap. You have no control out of the rough. Out of the bunkers, they're perfect. And people can't hit a bunker shot. It's the freaking easiest shot in golf. You don't even have to hit the ball. Just go in there and swing at it. So, someone shoot me. I swear to God, man. You know, I mean, a sand shot is just not hard. It's like, it's fun, you know. I love bunker shots. Blast out there. But people are just bad. But, I mean, it just drives, don't go in the bunker. I'm like, what? But so yeah, yeah, I'm going to Palm Springs, California. So Palm Springs is it's nice, but you know, it's not as nice as this, honestly. I mean, you got the mountains, and you know, it's really pretty, and then after like a week you don't even see the mountains anymore, and it's all ryegrass. So there's no rough. Like the courses I play out there. I mean, I'm sure there's really like sick courses that are expensive. I don't play them, but it's all ryegrass. It's kind of touristy, you know, short grass, and the greens kind of blow. Like ryegrass is not really. I know there's nice courses out there, but I don't have $200-300 to play a golf course. But look at this hole. This hole's beautiful. Oh my God, this is number 7. This is anyway. But yeah, make sure you all watch, man. The 2026 PGA will be here. And we're not working it because they don't have a Pro-Am. So I'll be sitting home watching it on TV because I sure as hell ain't gonna pay to go watch it. But all right, I think I got it. I'm taking off. One more hole. Sitting Bull. They're all named after Indians. This hole is pretty hard. It's 250 from the back right. Back right pin to the back tee is 250, par 3. Pretty cool. All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Is anyone even out there listening? Or am I just talking to myself? Anyone? I'm going to bed. I got a lesson with Big Corey tomorrow. It's going to be freezing cold. Oh, hey, Teddy, Donald Ross courses are the best. I love them. Real quick before I go, you got Donald Ross courses are the absolute best. He's not super. They're not super penal. The greens are always very difficult. The greens are difficult. They're not penal. He always starts with a long par 4. That's his thing. He always has a one really short par 3. So you just like when you play a Donald Ross course, you're like, where's it coming? And thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Thanks, Dave. But yeah, when you play that Donald Ross course, it always like sometimes they're like 110 yards, and like there's a course. There's tons of Donald Ross courses around here, and there's one down the road, and it's a gem, and it like it tends to be like the fourth or fifth hole will be like a short par 3, and the one down the road, it's a 110-yard hole, and it's like awesome. It's so cool. It's like you're just trying to hit it in the hole, but it can also be really hard. Yeah, I've played Pete Dye. I played one Pete Dye course, and I hate him. I don't hate him. I just had a bad day. I was playing. It was actually in Palm Springs. I played a Pete Dye course, and the first time I went to Palm Springs, I didn't bring my clubs. So the guy's like, "Yeah, let me use my." He let me use his clubs, and they were Ping I2 irons, which were like freaking 20 years old. And he said Ping I2 irons. They were like an inch and a half extra long, and I'm 5'8", and the grips were like like just slippery as hell. And I was pulling my irons that day, and Pete Dye had water on the left side of every green. Like it was like, I'm like, are you serious, dude? Like you put water left of every green, every green. It's Palm Springs. They don't even have water out there. All the water's fake. But yeah, there was a Nicklaus course called Toscano. And it was the same guy who lent me the clubs, and he helped build the Nicklaus course. He actually worked with Nicklaus to build it. It's called Toscano. And there was a par 3, and he goes, yeah, this was a par 3. And we go back to the back tee, and it was like 215 par 3. And you look out, and all you see is water and a pin. All you see. It's like all you see is water and this pin sticking up. And there's like rocks behind the green. And the rocks are fake, by the way. They're made of plastic. They go up in the mountains and make casts of the rocks. And make everything's fake. The water's fake. The rocks are fake. It's like, but the money ain't fake that they pay. The place is insane. Like Aston Martins and Rolls Royces. It's like, it was crazy. But so this par 3 is like, all I see is a pin. I'm like, where's the bailout? Like, I don't get it. Like, he goes, oh, there's room up there. And we drive around the cart, and I'm like, there ain't no room up here. It's just Jack Nicklaus. Like, okay, Jack. Okay. We're just going to hit it 210 over a pond with no bailout. No problem, Jack. I'm sure Jack Nicklaus is pumping his chest like, ooh, no problem for me. But no, it was nice. It was a nice course. I heard they weren't real happy with it. Like the members, they didn't really like it that much. And yeah, like you said, he had they complained a lot about the bunkers. Too deep, stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, dude, hey, good talking, y'all. I'm taking off. Got a lesson with Big Corey tomorrow. I hope it goes as good as the first one, because it was pretty amazing. But I got something really good to do with him. I think he could be good. He's an athlete. But yeah, it's funny, that guy Corey, like, I told him in the beginning of the season, I said, dude, I'll give you some lessons. And I back then I was charging I'm like $80. Like, because I knew he was, I charge you $80. And he didn't take me up on it. And I saw him at the range almost every day. He was there all the time. And yeah, Corey, he does crush it. But he was at the range like every day, just wasting his time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, probably just his swings needs a lot. He probably developed some really bad habits. Like, he overswings, and finally he caught me, thankfully. But hey, you live, you learn. Anyway, all right, everyone. Good talking. Yeah, you too, Julian. Have a good night, man. Good night, everyone. See ya.